Let's look at what actually happens when hundreds of people walk across a commercial floor every single day. Heavy boots grind abrasive dirt and grit deep into dense commercial carpet fibers, creating thousands of tiny cuts. For facility and strata managers, the temptation is to deal with this by simply approving the absolute lowest cleaning quote that lands on their desk to save the immediate budget. On paper, this makes sense. You save a few $100s on this quarter's balance sheet, and the floor looks visibly better by Monday morning. But cheap, surface-level cleaning leaves the embedded grit behind. Over months of foot traffic, that remaining soil acts like sandpaper, fraying the fibers until the only option left is an early total carpet replacement. This is the operational expense versus capital expenditure trap. You reduce your routine maintenance spend only to trigger a massive capital outlay years ahead of schedule. Treating commercial carpet cleaning as a one-off commodity purchase rather than an asset protection strategy mathematically guarantees higher long-term costs. This split-screen line graph compares the two primary financial models for managing commercial floors over a 5-year timeline: reactive ad hoc cleaning on the left versus proactive maintenance contracts on the right. Look at the reactive model first. We see small, infrequent cost blips for cheap cleans. But because the underlying asset is degrading, the timeline suddenly ends in a massive vertical spike, often $10,000 or more for early replacement. Now compare that to the proactive model. By establishing a predictable maintenance contract, the expenditure line stays flat. The minor increase in routine costs extends the carpet's lifespan and entirely prevents that massive replacement spike. The baseline costs for these regular visits are dictated by 3 main variables: the total square meterage of your facility, the type of carpet fiber, like wool versus synthetic blends, and the average level of soiling your foot traffic generates. The true goal of a commercial cleaning budget is not to minimize the monthly invoice. The goal is to completely eliminate the threat of that premature replacement spike. Finding the right vendor to implement that strategy means comparing quotes, which is notoriously difficult because vendors in the Sydney commercial market use completely different pricing structures. This matrix categorizes the 3 dominant pricing models: per square meter, per room, and flat rate. The per square meter model is tailored for large spaces, allowing bulk discounting as floor plans expand. The unit cost drops, but the total invoice can still be quite high. This method requires precise floor plan measurements to avoid billing disputes. By contrast, the flat rate model locks in pricing for entire spaces, perfect for predictable operational expenses and regular maintenance. Selecting the wrong pricing model for your specific floor plan size guarantees you will overpay, regardless of the vendor's advertised rates. Even within these structures, you'll see massive variance in advertised rates across the competitive market, particularly between the low and high ends. This chart contrasts the entry-level tier at $15 to $20 against the premium tier at $30 to $50. Entry-level covers only surface steam cleaning, leaving deep stains. The premium tier includes deep restoration, stain removal, and eco-friendly solvents. Paying premium rates for a small, low-traffic office is wasteful. But utilizing those basic entry-level rates for a heavily trafficked commercial strata building is a fast track to complete asset destruction. To understand why those low entry-level rates fail in high-traffic buildings, we have to look at what a facility manager actually pays for when approving an invoice. This pie chart shows the standard cost breakdown of a commercial cleaning business: 40 to 50% for labor, 20 to 30% for equipment, and 20 to 30% for overhead. Labor is the primary cost, taking up nearly half the budget. Because labor dominates the cost structure, a vendor offering a significantly below-market quote has only one way to achieve profitability. They have to slash hours and rush the job. The remaining 50% covers equipment, chemical solutions, and transportation overhead. Cheap quotes force vendors to rely on older, less effective extraction machines to maintain their margins. An ultra-low quote isn't a miraculous bargain. It is a mathematical guarantee of rushed labor and inferior equipment on your premises. This equipment and solution deficit is especially critical given the growing market shift toward eco-friendly and green cleaning methods in the commercial sector. Modern green cleaning relies on biodegradable solutions. These liquids gently dissolve dark, oily soils without leaving harsh chemical residues and without causing the carpet fibers to fray. Operationally, these water-efficient techniques help buildings meet strict corporate sustainability targets and comply with Green Building Council goals. Eco-friendly solutions do carry a slight premium upfront. However, they prevent the chemical degradation and bleaching of carpet fibers that inevitably results from repeated exposure to harsh, cheap detergents. Investing in eco-friendly cleaning is less about environmental optics and more about extending the physical lifespan of the carpet by preventing chemical burnout. The right choice between these pricing models and cleaning methods depends entirely on your specific facility type. This decision tree uses two critical variables to determine your optimal strategy: total square meterage and daily foot traffic. For small, low-traffic corporate offices, an ad hoc premium deep clean performed once a year is mathematically sufficient. But for large, high-traffic environments like strata car parks, gyms, or retail spaces, the ad hoc model fails. High-traffic zones mandate a flat-rate maintenance contract. This ensures a consistent appearance week to week and allows managers to lock in bulk rate pricing. Misalignment between your facility's traffic volume and your cleaning contract structure is the primary source of wasted operational budgets. When you sit down with a stack of cleaning quotes on your desk, you need a standard way to evaluate them. Comparing bids strictly on the final dollar amount hides omitted services and often leads to voided carpet warranties. You must verify that quotes are offering comparable inclusions. Check the specific labor hours allocated and confirm whether deep stain removal is considered an extra fee. Factor in the provider's industry accreditations, like ISO 9001 or BSCAA membership, as proof of their operational quality. Stop guessing on maintenance budgets. The cheapest quote is an illusion. True value comes from site-specific maintenance plans, prioritizing long-term asset protection over short-term savings.